Okay, hello, I'm Ian.
And I'm Sam.
And we welcome you to the latest episode of Such a Ranker. The show is simple. We take 7 completely random movies and we try to rank them from best to worst. What could possibly go wrong? Well, pretty much everything.
Well, from worst to best.
Worst to best, best to worst, worst to... Yeah, let's go worst to best, actually. Yeah. Cool. Right, we'll do worst to best. This week is a very random list of movies, but troublesome, probably not as hard as last time, I wouldn't say. I'd say the upper echelons are more difficult than the other ones.
Yeah, looking at this list, there's a lot less duds, so I think it's going to be a lot more intriguing where we rank these films.
Yeah. If we could put a drum roll in, we would, but because we don't, I'm just going to list out the 7 films. So this week...
Would you like me to do a drum roll?
No, it's going to sound awful. We're worried about levels anyway.
How's that?
That sounded like a really broken machine gun that you're trying to shoot on the water.
That's actually my impression of a machine gun.
Is it really?
But in my head, I
just thought that was a
that
drum
kind
roll.
of sounds like a drum kit.
It's not a drum roll.
Okay.
No.
Or drum roll.
So anyway, the 7 films that we've got on this list this week that we're going to chat about. Die Another Day, that Bond epic, the last in the Pierce Brosnan... What's 4 movies? Saga? No, that's 5. Anthology. Last in his anthology of James Bond movies. Die Another Day. Second on the list, we've got Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. Arguably the best acting turn by Jim Carrey.
Oh, that's a hot take.
Truman Show, probably
Truman Show,
it, yeah. But that's probably the only one that comes closest. Then we've got American Psycho, for obvious reasons.
One of the greats.
Gladiator.
One of the greats.
Yeah, absolutely. I thought you were going to give a hot take there almost immediately, and I was prepared to shut you down.
I'm looking forward to talking about that.
Good. Then we've got The Silence of the Lambs. So we're already starting to see the upper echelon conversations going to be very, very difficult. And then we've got the Inbetweeners movie and Daily Daycare.
I feel like we could have probably, because off the top, they're all pretty epic films. And then we've mentioned the Inbetweeners movie and Daddy Daycare.
Yeah, they're the last 2, and they probably will be the last 2.
Not to say that they are bad.
Not to say that they're bad.
Just
that's the whole point.
Good.
We're just ranking. Yeah. It's taken 7 films. These could have been like all Oscar winners. Not to say that that's even a sign of quality either, but like they could have been all Oscar winning films. They could have all been really crap.
Possibly.
And we could have just then ended up having to just organise those. Either way.
We're going to find out now.
Yes. Right, Die Another Day. Any good, Sam? Do you like it? Do you not like it?
Die Another Day. That is the only Pierce Brosnan film I saw at the cinema. So it does have a somewhat, place in my heart. Having watched it again recently, it broke my heart because it's just very bad.
It's not very bad. That's not fair. It's not very... It's no, it's not good. It's actually not good.
The opening is interesting, but my God, it falls apart.
Opening's interesting. It is the most Bond film I've ever seen. Like, yes. It is a series of set pieces that just get tied together. Pierce Brosnan has clearly just picked up a paycheck at this point. It's haunting how, like, there's no charm in anything that he says. In fact, he just comes across as a really creepy old man in a lot of the things that he says.
The film just feels like this is the last hurrah, and we're not going to put any effort into this because there's nothing. It's literally like the last month of a notice at work.
It's just like, yeah, I've given it in. I've got, a month left or 3 months left.
And that's how everyone feels about this film. But Pierce Brosnan with his long hair and beard, I mean, he's a very good-looking man. Even now, he looks great.
He's such a good-looking man. And I love the fact that no matter what he does, there's always a little bit of Irish.
Yes.
It's always there. And I love that. That's kind of part of his charm.
Yeah. I mean, the film's not particularly good. I mean, the CGI is awful and there's some ridiculous moments. But
also, the performances are awful.
They're very bad.
Like, awful, all around.
I do miss this version of Bond, which I think we brought up in the first episode of Such a Ranker.
Yeah, GoldenEye is the best episode. GoldenEye is the best Bond film of all time.
Yes,
I just said that. We're both in agreement, and that's our hot take. And we don't have an audience, so we're able to say stupid shit like that.
I think Die Another Day is a very bad finale, but I miss this era of Bond. But this is why this era of Bond had to end.
The thing that I find most interesting about it is it's like the best kind of cornerstone, right? So I'm pleased that it exists because it completely justifies the reboot.
Yes.
Right? Like the whole way through, it's stuffed to the gills with CGI. But it's stuffed to the gills with CGI, like bad CGI. The bit when he's on I'm doing a little jiggle right about now, but it's essentially like where he's going down on like the big wave he's on the back of like a jet ski, or he's on like a speed car or something. It's like the land speed record setter. It's terrible. It's really bad. But it's just that's what it's kind of. I suppose it's bad CGI that tries to fit into the framework of a lot of James Bond moments. The problem is it's not tied together with any of the charm or the intrigue or story that you'd kind of want. Like, GoldenEye is so good. This is so bad.
Yeah.
But I really hate the fact that I didn't hate it. Do you know what I mean? Like, I rewatched it and I thought, oh, this is going to be so terrible. I don't know if it's because my expectations were so low.
Yeah.
I think there's just... John Cleese is fun.
John Cleese's moment is fine.
Yeah.
That feels probably the most Bond moment of the entire film.
Without a doubt. Oh, no. I really like the bit where, as much as it's a terrible scene, it's almost like, let's just get all the actors in to see if they can out-bad act each other. But it's the bit where they're in like the glass house, and it's the bit where Bond... I think any moment where he uses a gadget's cool, and he's got the ring that can kind of destroy glass. I think that's a pretty Bond moment where it's just like, he's got nowhere to go, everyone's about to die, but he's just got this gadget that just so happens to be shown to you in the first hour of the film, or like half hour of the film, that can just save you at that moment.
I just think, is this the worst Brosnan turn out as Bond? Because Tomorrow Never Dies is aged poorly too.
It's aged poorly, but it's interesting because it was actually at the time.
Well, there was something. Tomorrow Never Dies.
Tomorrow Never Dies. Yeah, because at the time it was that whole idea of just like news and news outlets and controlled by a mega conglomerate and stuff like that. Yeah. There's an element of like that was kind of just at the dawn of the internet.
True.
And stuff like that. So like it had things to say.
I think the problem with Pierce Brosnan's Bond was just the timing. Like the GoldenEye works because it's kind of celebrating the end of the Soviet Union, and they play that really well in the film. And then after that, they just had like an identity crisis of like who is now the Bond villain. Do? Yeah. We've got Rupert Murdoch, Tesco Value, in I can't remember the actor's name, but he's
Jonathan Pryce.
Jonathan Pryce, Elizabeth Swan's dad in Pirates of the Caribbean.
Let's start with that.
How I remembered him. I know he's in Brazil, but I think Bond just didn't know where to go, and it didn't know what its audience was, and I just think this probably sounds a bit grim for a podcast, but like I think post 9/11, no one had the energy for like Bond cheese, and this film came out. It was made during that time. It was 2001, 2002. It came out, and I think Casino Royale it just fits the time we were in more than, let's say, Die Another Day.
Yeah. So what do we reckon? Like, in terms of, this isn't a Bond, let's rate Bond, but it is a Bond on a...
I can completely understand why people would say this is the worst Bond film.
Yeah, I can see that. Is that actually the common, I think so. Common thought?
But the question is, will this be bottom of our Such a Ranker list?
That is the question, indeed. I don't know. I didn't hate it.
Okay.
I really didn't hate it. I really wanted to hate it. But I just couldn't. I enjoyed it way too much than I did. I didn't like it, but I didn't hate it. So I don't know where it's going to come out. I mean, it's the first film.
Okay.
Eternal Sunshine of
the Spotless Mind, starring probably my favourite actor of all time in Jim Carrey, in many ways.
Wow, that's a claim.
I love that man. Well, I was born in '93, so he was basically like the guy of my childhood. Yeah, and then he made this film, which weirdly I didn't watch until I was about 22.
Really?
Because I just thought I like Jim Carrey to be funny, and this is obviously not his most comedic performance.
I did. So I remember watching. I didn't see it in the cinema, but I love Truman Show, and that's what led me to Eternal Sunshine, or at least enticed me to watch it. I fell off when he started doing. Was it the number 23?
Number 23 with Joel Schumacher.
So that's where I fell off, and I was like, "No, I'm all right."
It's brilliantly written, Eternal Sunshine. It's written by Charlie Kaufman, who is an iconic American screenwriter.
Yeah,
and it's a very strange film to explain.
The thing is, it's like a lot of Charlie Kaufman stuff. He has a really good idea, and then he has a really good story within the idea, right? So the premise of it is essentially a man who has erased the memories of his partner because they're too painful to relive those experiences without her. and it's also, well, actually, I should probably retread that story. I suppose it's not. It's more actually both of them have erased their memories of each other, but it's how they kind of come back together again, and then are just trying to kind of. I mean, you said it right. It's really hard to explain, but it's essentially memory wiping. But the story within that is, what if you could reverse the process, or what would be your experience as your memories were being deleted? And so there's kind of like a trifecta of stories going on within it. There's the story of Jim Carrey and his partner, played by Kate Winslet. It's like them essentially running through their memories and trying to kind of keep them alive. But you've also got these side stories going on with, like Mark Ruffalo and
Elijah Wood,
Kirsten Dunst, Tom Wilkinson. There's a serious cast in this that all dip in and out of that whole idea of what would it be like to be able to erase a memory, but also what would it be like to remember that you'd erased a memory. And it raises interesting questions. It sports some of the best performances from all actors in it. It's a very early turn, Mark Ruffalo. It's kind of a...
Yeah, I can only think of Collateral before this.
Yeah.
Because this is 20 years old, this film.
Yeah.
This year, which is quite mad.
Mad.
And it's because its legacy is interesting, because it's very much labelled one of the best films of the 21st century, but no one ever talks about it, I feel like.
That's because you've forgotten it.
Oh.
I know, right? How meta's that?
It's just... I mean, it's very strange to me that Jim Carrey, this is arguably his peak, and it does feel like after this film, he had an identity crisis.
Oh, he disappeared.
Didn't know which way to go.
This in a weird way, for me, this almost marks the end of his career. Like, I think since that point, he's not really done anything that's kind of piqued my interest. Even as he's going back to his roots, he's all right. Dr. Robotnik's all right in like the Sonic movies.
Those films are made by
that man. Well, that's what I mean. That's so digs into what he was known for in the 90s that it's kind of like a revival in a way.
Oh, it's a revival of his like Mask persona, Ace Ventura persona.
Whereas, for me, I think everything else after that point, I just don't think is. Yeah. It's not a patch on it. Like, I do think there's an element of like some of the best acting performances you will ever see are from comedians.
Yes.
Because the turn is just so different. Will Ferrell in Everything Must Go, I think, is a great performance. Underrated performance.
The music in Eternal Sunshine is also fantastic. Really memorable.
Yeah.
The opening theme is something I play on and off.
Yeah, I think I'm going to be overly gushing about this. It's recency bias. I mean, we're going into the psychology of mind here, but my recency bias, which is starting to kick in.
So, would you rank this above Die Another Day?
I think it's fairly safe to say that that's quite a. What is that? That's a shared opinion, right?
I can't say it is.
You are such a liar.
But no, I think Eternal Sunshine will likely be quite high on this list.
But how do you compare it to their next film, American Psycho?
Oh, I mean, they couldn't be any further apart. I mean, American Psycho's got because that's what going with Eternal Sunshine. It's got sort of a weird legacy because no one ever really talks about it anymore. American Psycho, as long as the internet is about, will live on forever through memes and Christian Bale's performance, which is iconic.
Yeah. It's being remade now, isn't it?
Well, that's a very interesting...
Yeah.
If that wasn't made by... I'm sorry, I'm going to butcher his name. Luca Guadagnino.
Guadagnino.
Oh, very good.
That's what I do.
Acclaimed director of Challengers and Call Me By Your Name. But we don't need a sequel. We don't need a reboot of American Psycho because... We
didn't need Blade Runner 2049. We didn't need it.
Yeah, but that's a sequel.
Yeah, but I suppose in a way that's what I think would be quite interesting to see how they take that character in a new world. Like, you can't tell me it's not going to be. I'd be surprised if it's a shot-for-shot remake.
Oh God!
I'd be surprised if it attempts to tread on the same toes as American Psycho. You look at the time that it came out, for instance, that whole culture existed, like that whole businessman, that whole dog-eat-dog Wall Street.
Yeah.
That was a big thing at the time.
Yeah.
So take that character, to take that story and place it in, 2025. I think it's going to be fascinating because it is a world, for instance, that world eroded during the financial crisis, right? So, like, from that standpoint, I think it's just going to be fascinating to see how and what you do and where you take those characters from them. I think it'll be good.
I agree. I don't know. Like Christian Bale in this film, is it? I mean, we're talking about Eternal being iconic for the film, but is his performance as Patrick Bateman one of the most memorable performances ever? Like everything he says in this film is like a quote.
Yeah.
And it's a very messy film. It's very like satire. It's got this brilliant like black comedy feel about it, and it's got some wonderful performances. Like there's so many famous people in this, like Justin Theroux, Chloe Sevigny, yeah, Reese Witherspoon. But everyone pulls a really good performance.
Yeah.
And the story is a bit strange because we don't really know what is reality and what is fantasy, but that obviously plays into American Psycho. I haven't read the book.
Book is great.
I know Ian raves about the book. Is it a good adaptation?
Great adaptation.
Okay.
Yeah, really, it's faithful. It's more, the book I felt was more direct. The satire of it is laced throughout a lot more. It's more obvious. I felt like it was more obvious in the book anyway.
Do you reckon Jim Carrey could have done a good job with this?
Oh, it's a good question. Good question.
Because that's the thing. Christian Bale as Bateman is just like the perfect casting.
I think with Carrey it might have gone over. There's a line that you have to tread, and I think Carrey might have turned it slapstick.
Yeah.
And I think that's a fine line.
Do you know what Bale based his performance on?
No idea.
Very famous. It's Tom Cruise on chat shows. So he took Tom Cruise's appearances on like the David Letterman show, and he's like laughing, and when he laughed, he couldn't see anything behind the eyes, and Bale just basically like took that and just went with it.
Oh wow,
that was like,
that's dark.
Yeah, that's like the famous like rumor that's what he based his performance on. But yeah, it's incredibly memorable. It's very hard for me to say, is it a good story?
Yeah.
But it's so deliciously weird.
Yeah. It's very indulgent.
I would highly recommend it to anybody.
Yeah.
Which I wouldn't with Eternal Sunshine. And certainly not Die Another Day.
Yeah, true. I think there's much more to take out of it from a film watcher or a film viewer. There's much more to take from American Psycho than there would be from, say, something like Eternal Sunshine.
Also, Willem Dafoe is amazing in it.
I don't think there's not an out of step performance.
No, there isn't.
Like at all. And soundtrack's incredible. We're talking about soundtrack for Eternal Sunshine, but like, it's just it has the same monologues as the book. The two exist as obviously one in terms of the two exist as obviously part of the same medium.
Yeah.
And it's just funny. Like I rewatched it the other night, and I was like, it's so ridiculous.
Yeah.
But it's so much fun.
I quote parts of the film on a semi-regular basis.
Yeah, without a doubt. One of the best things, and it's in the book as well, the whole conversation about the business card, I still think
oh my God,
is one of the most aggressive things I've seen on put to screen. Like the whole, like the underlying rage.
But it's just little things. It's like the way he says bone.
Yeah.
That's bone.
Bone.
And it's, he just has that. I mean, there was no nominations for this, was there, at the Oscars?
No, I think this kind of had a lot of controversy around it. Because the book was controversial.
Well, the making of it was also very hit and miss.
Yeah.
But a film that did win a lot of Oscars that year, because it came out in 2000, was a little film called Gladiator.
Only a little one.
Only a little one.
Yeah, little one.
This was probably one of the first films that I remember being absolutely huge. Where everywhere I went, there was like Gladiator.
It's like Titanic.
And Russell Crowe, I can't think of many actors who, through just one role, has created like such a legacy. Where I think it was very much apparent how much they missed that kind of era of films when Gladiator 2 came out. Because that's the thing, Gladiator 1 I've always liked, but I kind of love it now, having watched Gladiator 2.
Okay. I've always really loved Gladiator. But I also wonder whether or not I'm in part of the camp that I actually prefer the director's cut of Gladiator, which is 4 hours long.
I've not seen that.
The director's cut is wonderful.
Yeah.
It just adds so much more context. It's the idea of it's not a Zack Snyder director's cut. I suppose actually it probably is. But like it adds so much more to the story.
Yeah.
That it is, Ridley Scott is known for his director's cuts. There's like 5 versions of Blade Runner. For some reason, I've got Blade Runner on my mind. I'm just going to keep bringing it up. But like, he's known for his director's cuts. And I do like the 4-hour director's cut of Gladiator. Yeah. I think it is the superior version of the film.
Yeah. I mean, Paul Mescal...
I haven't seen the second one, though.
Oh, okay. He's not... I mean, he just doesn't have the presence that Russell Crowe has.
Well... It's the movie star thing, right? Paul Mescal's really good. Or is it Mescal or Mescal?
Tomato.
He is very subtle. He's a very subtle actor. If you watch like Ordinary People, I think was the TV show that he did, the BBC show. That's what basically kickstarted his career.
Okay. After Sun's his big film.
After Sun then is the big breakthrough. And then he had a film with Andrew Scott. I think it's on Disney Plus at the moment.
Yes.
All the Things or something like that.
All the Small Things?
I can't remember. That could be a Blink-182 song.
I think with Gladiator it was a proper epic that they just don't make anymore, and it's the kind of film that will continue to age extremely well because it's got a brilliant performance, it's got a brilliant villain in Joaquin Phoenix. Yeah, the score is wonderful, the look is wonderful.
Sorry, just to keep on Joaquin Phoenix, because obviously he was a very, very, very iconic part of Gladiator.
Yes,
from the trailers and that I saw and some of the previews and stuff for Gladiator 2. Did they just emulate that character again for this? Or have they actually allowed it to stand on its own? Like the villain to stand on their own?
I think the Emperors in Gladiator 2 made Joaquin Phoenix in Gladiator 1 look semi-normal.
Oh, okay. Because it's the dude from Stranger Things, isn't it?
Joseph Quinn.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, he's one of them. There's 2. They're brothers.
Oh, really?
Okay. But Gladiator 2, it's just like... Gladiator 1 is just such a simple revenge story. Where Gladiator 1 is a revenge story.
Yeah.
And Gladiator 2 just feels like this...
A revenge story with a backstabbing.
Bombastic, like... It felt like a TV show in a film. It felt like there was just too much going on.
Oh, okay.
Where, I think Gladiator 1, it's just a real epic.
Yeah.
That works really well. It ticks all the boxes. It was a good comeback for Ridley Scott because his career was sort of going down the crapper at this point.
Yeah.
He won did he win the Oscar? He didn't, did he? It was just Russell Crowe who won Best Actor.
Yeah.
Out of all the films we mentioned, I think, obviously Bale was Patrick Bateman, but Russell Crowe just really brought that movie star.
There's movie star
power.
Yeah, that's the thing. I think, like, again, that's the big difference. Is that like Patrick Bateman? That isn't a movie star performance. That is acting. That is decent acting.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, Russell Crowe is an amazing actor in Gladiator, but it's still built for the movie star.
His presence
is there. Like, you could have imagined like a big star of the day, take it back to like Ben-Hur and like all the 60s and 70s kind of Gladiator movies that came out. Big stars behind them. You just kind of go, well, yeah, that kind of makes, like, it kind of felt like that, and Russell Crowe fit that archetype perfectly.
Yeah. Well, I mean, talking about iconic acting performances.
That Paul Mescal film, by the way, was All of Us Strangers.
Oh, okay. So I wasn't close to Blink-182.
No, All the Small Things. And to be fair, I started that off thinking it was All the Small Were, and then, it's All of Us Strangers.
But talking about iconic acting performances, The Silence of the Lambs.
Was it Hopkins, like 16 minutes of screen time, or was it like 11? It's something ridiculous.
Something crazy, yeah. Anthony Hopkins as Hannibal Lecter in, possibly the most famous movie character in the last 30-odd years. In such a strange way, because he has such a limited screen time.
He's not even
the villain of the film, technically.
No. He's
just there.
Yeah.
He's just there throughout.
The most... You've got to be... In terms of roles, can you imagine being the lead? Literally being in every minute of it, but...
Jodie Foster.
Coming second.
Oh, yeah.
In conversation.
Well, we say that. Jodie Foster did win the Oscar for this film.
That's what I mean. But still people go, oh, Jodie Foster's in this.
It's because Anthony Hopkins is so interesting.
So interesting. The character is so interesting.
He's so grey.
Memorable.
He's so he should so obviously be awful.
Yeah.
But he is somehow grey.
Yeah.
That you almost... I don't want to say you root for him.
Yeah.
But there are times when you just like him so much. Like, even when he's like in the... I don't even know how to explain it. Like the mask and the... straitjacket.
Skin.
And he just runs the show.
Yeah.
And I'm not a massive fan of the sequels and prequels.
No.
Well, Ridley Scott, he directed Hannibal, didn't he?
There's a TV show that came out.
What, Mads Mikkelsen?
With Mads Mikkelsen, which was great.
Yeah.
I really liked that. That was an interesting take on the character. It was an interesting take on...
Yeah. I mean, I remember watching Silence of the Lambs when I was like 8, and the Buffalo Bill scene.
Buffalo Bill scene is... That is creepy, man.
What,
that is a creepy scene.
The dancing scene.
The dancing scene is creepy as hell.
That was a very confusing scene.
Yeah.
But I think one of the interesting things with Silence of the Lambs is it's so funny, unintentionally, so often. Like the bit where he's like, she puts the... what is it? Put the lotion in the basket. It's just like stuff like that. It's just like... so fun. It's so traumatizing. Like, imagine being in that situation.
Well, that's it. It's creepy as hell. Like, it's funny because you have to laugh.
Yeah, and
because
it's just like,
if you actually thought about it, you go, oh, okay.
Or else she gets the hose again, and you're just like, what is going on here?
Also had one of the best posters of all time.
Yes.
Like the whole...
the
moth on...
The moth,
Is it Jodie Foster? Must be Jodie Foster?
Yeah.
Or is those the girl's face?
But it's an amazing... Yeah, I mean, obviously everyone knows how iconic it is. I don't know whether it's true that apparently Jodie Foster and Anthony Hopkins never shared a scene. Because a lot of their scenes together is just basically the camera looking at their faces. So it's on Jodie Foster's face, and then it's on Anthony Hopkins' face.
So they've never met.
So apparently they never met on set.
Wow.
According to Jodie Foster, I think on Graham Norton, she actually said she still has never met him, which I don't believe.
Oh no! According to this, so I mean IMDb, so you take it as you perhaps apparently one of the trivia was that Jodie Foster claims that during the first meeting between Dr. Hannibal Lecter and Clarence Starling, Sir Anthony Hopkins' mocking of her southern accent was improvised on the spot. Foster's horrified reaction was genuine since she felt personally attacked. She later thanked Hopkins for generating such an honest reaction.
Interesting.
So from that, we can only assume then that they did.
Because that's the amazing thing about the film. The whole build-up to Hannibal Lecter is that he's a monster.
Yeah.
He's this awful, awful, like, former doctor who was basically a psycho who ate people.
Yeah.
And then the introduction is so brilliant. He's just standing there and he just says, "Good morning."
Yeah.
In a very nice...
He's just a very, very... Like, if you were to have him round for tea...
Yeah.
I mean, he'd have some fava beans.
When was the last time you had a nice glass of Chianti?
Yeah. Or he's about to have a friend for dinner.
Yeah.
I love that.
That is the first film. I always think that's Ray Liotta. Like when in the sequel, where that is another traumatizing film where he just... The second film was weird because Mason Verger with Gary Oldman is so interesting. But the film,
I can't remember much. The film
just
it always
just
merges
work.
with Red Dragon for me. Every single time I see it, I'm like, which, you know,
yeah,
considering how much of a time difference there is between the second one and Red Dragon, there's an element of like, oh, I shouldn't be mixing those up, but I kind of do.
Who's more of an iconic performance, Patrick Bateman?
I thought you were going to say. I thought you were going to say compare it between one of the other characters in like Red Dragon or something like that.
Oh,
Who's
God,
more,
no.
Ralph Fiennes or
Ray Fiennes pretty good, but yeah, Patrick Bateman or Hannibal Lecter.
See, this is what's going to make this ranking really hard.
Very,
really hard. Because they're also really good films. That's the annoying part. They're not just led by that. It's all directed well. We'll get to this. I
mean, those two, we're talking about two iconic villainous performances.
Yeah.
Who is the villain of the Inbetweeners movie?
The audience
is it alcohol?
for giving them money to make a second.
Is it Jay?
To be fair, Inbetweeners movie was the smartest choice because it hit at the time. Because it hit the perfect time. It was right at the apex of Inbetweeners' popularity.
Yes.
So as a business decision, well done, Channel 4. That was phenomenal. Like, it's really interesting. And it hit very kind of interesting beats. They did up the ante with it. It was Ali G in the house to like what Sacha Baron Cohen was obviously doing with Bo Selector and stuff like that. So it's the equivalent, right? Go back to our first episode to see where we put Ali G in the house, by the way.
Yes. Underrated gem. Charles Dance is wonderful.
Political
thriller.
Golden boy.
Yeah. I don't think the Inbetweeners has the same panache as Ali G in the house.
No. It lacks the subtlety.
But the Inbetweeners is so interesting because you're a little bit too old
Thanks.
For
Thank you so much for that.
For the Inbetweeners.
No. I watched the Inbetweeners. That was like uni age and that. So
I think I'm a little bit too young. Okay, what I'm saying is, what was the target audience of the Inbetweeners?
I think it was exactly us.
Yeah, but we're very.
I think they were trying to get. It's the teen crowd that they were after.
Okay.
Right. So it's like, I don't know if it's the equivalent of say something like your Friday night dinners and things like that, but
yeah,
like it was that. It's like what was like Fresh Meat is aiming at the older university graduate, right? So it's that type of logic where this was teenagers, right?
Yes.
The characters that were in it were teenagers just coming out of school.
Because they're sixth formers.
Sixth formers,
yeah.
So from that standpoint, that's got to be the target audience, but it overspills because their experiences in school, for instance, and what Greg, who's the comedian, who's the head teacher, Greg Davis, like they are appealing to the older audiences, whereas the younger audiences were just like the kind of the gross out factor, I suppose. So I think that's what it was. That's an interesting question though, target audience for the film. I think everything I just described there was about the TV show.
Yeah.
But as a film goes, I'm not sure.
Yeah. I mean, the film, I feel like the other films are iconic enough to people sort of are familiar with them. But like the Inbetweeners is very interesting. So the Inbetweeners was a incredibly popular Channel 4 comedy about 4 sixth formers who basically just get up to every like sexual innuendo that you can possibly imagine.
Yeah.
And then
they just abuse each other. Like it was funny.
It only went on for like a couple of seasons, and then they thought, right, we'll make a film. And the film is just basically a lad's holiday.
Yeah. Which is the perfect setting for that type of film.
It's the only way it could really...
It's like Kevin and Perry Go Large. The only thing that you could do with those characters is take them to Ibiza.
Yes. I don't think it works entirely. I think it works enough.
I think it runs out of steam because the guys who wrote it write TV shows that are 25 minutes long an episode. Yeah. So it runs out of air. Yeah. It's very much, it's a 90-minute. It's not like it struggles to make 90 minutes without it kind of feeling like, you've kind of done what you've needed to do here, guys.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say it's a massive failure.
It was a huge success at the box office, both this and Inbetweeners 2.
Yeah.
It may, we worked at the cinema.
We worked it, yeah.
For Inbetweeners 2, and it was incredibly popular.
Yeah.
And yeah, I don't want to say it's not a bad film. It's not a failure. It just, I don't think it has the hold that like the TV show does.
Well, I think most of it comes down to charm, right? Like there's an element of when you go to make a film, it needs to live outside of its comedy premise. It needs to have a storyline to it. It can't just be a series of set pieces, which was essentially what the Inbetweeners was. It was, let's have a party. So let's get, the story is then inviting people to the party, having the party, really big failure at the party, and then it's just a really quick scene then the next day at school. Really simple premise. It's like most comedy sitcoms based on that. The movie then needs a lot more than that. It needs something that sustains an hour and a half. And I think that's there where we're kind of saying the same thing about it running out of air. For as much as it has successes, as a film, it's kind of a bit like, it's a bit...
what you're saying is,
describe
it was lacking a Charles Dance.
It was lacking Charles Dance. It was lacking the political strife that was Ali G in the house.
Yeah. Do you reckon Die Another Day would have worked better if instead of Maggie Smith's son, they had Charles Dance go from a North Korean villain to an elderly English gentleman?
I think it would have been better if Jay from the Inbetweeners was in North Korea.
That sounds insane, but that is literally what happens in Die Another Day, isn't it?
What, Jay from the Inbetweeners?
Oh, no.
That's not the literal thing that happens.
Maggie Smith's son, was actually from a North Korean villain, wasn't it?
And then turns into an Englishman. Yeah. So basically you're talking about just replacing him with Charles Dance.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that I would have watched that. A film that I did watch a lot as a kid, actually, was Daddy Daycare.
Shocking.
It basically came out during Eddie Murphy's second wind.
Yeah.
Because he had, he played Donkey in Shrek, which was an incredibly famous performance from him. His 90s was predominantly very poor, outside of, The Nutty Professor I liked, but I don't know how well that's
It's not aged well at all.
It's not aged well, no.
To be fair, I don't think a lot of Eddie Murphy's stuff has aged well.
No, but Daddy Daycare, I think, had a lot of charm when it came out.
I think his heart was in the right place.
It's a very Adam Sandler premise.
Yeah.
It's weird how it would have worked very well as a Happy Madison production, which makes me think, was it originally, and then Eddie Murphy just took it on when he got his popularity back? Because it's an interesting premise, it felt interesting when I watched it originally. It's basically two dads run their own daycare, because they've both been made unemployed, and they need work.
Do you know Haunted Mansion came out pretty much the same year?
Did it?
Yeah.
2004?
2003.
2003.
Yeah, I thought that would have come out a lot later. Sorry, I've just gone completely off.
That's fine. So yeah, Eddie Murphy. This is basically, it's an interesting film because it's his second comeback.
Yeah.
And then he released Norbert about 4 years later, and then has barely been seen since.
I think it was Meet Dave that really was probably the killer.
No, Norbert was like a
Norbert
catastrophe.
was really bad, but I remember Meet Dave being the last thing. That was probably filmed as Norbert was coming out. I would
say out of all these films, Daddy Daycare had the most going for it.
Yeah,
it's a good laugh.
It kind of feels like the most relatable of his stuff.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like as we are both parents to young children, it may have a different impact.
Possibly now, yeah.
Yeah. But it was an enjoyable...
The 39 Metascore is proving otherwise.
Oh, is it?
It's been a long, long time since I watched Daddy Daycare, so there's only certain stuff that kind of sticks in my mind.
Yeah. I watched it last year, and it was nostalgic.
Yeah.
It's not particularly good.
Yeah.
But it's again, it's like an Adam Sandler film. It just has... Adam Sandler mostly is rubbish, but it just has those occasional moments that it's just a good laugh.
Okay.
And I think Daddy Daycare falls into that. Now, the real question, Mr. Morton, is this better than Die Another Day?
The real question is this better than Silence of the Lambs? That is the actual question.
Is that the real question?
That's the 100%. That is the question that if we want anyone to walk away from this.
What's a more compelling villain than Hannibal Lecter or Buffalo Bill or children in Daddy Daycare?
That's it. So
I've never been eaten, and I've never been abducted and thrown down a well, prepared to be skinned to go into a human suit. Was that Buffalo Bill's intention?
Yeah, I mean that makes sense.
And Daddy Daycare, it's basically corporate greed and children driving you mental.
It's Ali G in the House. It's the spiritual successor to Ali G in the House. It's the social system again.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, we've just done it.
I see where you're going.
Just made the link.
I see where you're going. But I'm not going to lie, I think I would probably rather watch Daddy Daycare than Die Another Day.
Oh, I thought you were going to go somewhere else there. So hold on, right? So let's actually get on.
I know where you're going. I know where you're going.
We have summed up the films. These are the 7, right? So it's a good list. It is a good list, ignoring the last 2 because we clearly just skimmed over the last 2.
Yeah.
Where would we go?
Where do we even begin?
The rankers. Yeah, where would we begin? Right. Let's start with... I think last time we started with what's the worst film?
We go from worst to best.
Let's go worst to best.
The worst film on this list...
is Daddy Daycare.
I think I'd rather watch it than Die Another Day.
Really?
I think so. Daddy Daycare is just a nice, silly little film, where Die Another Day is just baffling on the eye.
That's true. Oh, that's a good point.
And also, it's a Bond film, so you expect so much more.
You want to have a bit of rewatchability.
It's Pierce Brosnan's
There's a logic
last
to this.
film. I know Pierce Brosnan gets a bad rap, but he was our Bond. And for it to end on this...
But Pierce Brosnan's hair, when he's in North Korea...
when he's tortured...
is fabulous.
It is.
And we can't deny fabulous hair.
Can we not?
Not when we're ranking things at this level.
Right, okay.
A fabulous haircut can carry you a long way.
Do you think that Eddie Murphy would have handled the role of Bond better than Pierce Brosnan handled the role of Dad in Daddy Daycare?
Of a dishcloth.
I'm going to have to go with Die Another Day as the worst film on this list. Because the bigger... I don't know, what is the expression? If you shoot for the moon and miss, you fall pretty far.
Just purely for the fact, I'll tell you what, just purely for the fact that Daddy Daycare you could put on in the background.
Yes.
I will
Relent.
doff my cap and relent to your will.
Okay,
on
thank
that
you.
one.
So we have Die Another Day.
Die Another Day is number 7. Number 6, then, I'm going to assume from that lengthy conversation that we had about ranking that Daddy Daycare is 6th.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm then going to comfortably say that the Inbetweeners movie.
Yeah, I think in terms of both episodes, that's like the most comfortable one so far.
Yeah. And then the next, when we start getting into 4 now onwards, could be the end of this podcast. In its infancy, this could literally be the end.
Well, out of those... Sorry, where are we?
So we've got 4 films. So we've done Die Another Day, and then Daddy Daycare, Inbetweeners movie.
Okay.
The remaining films that we now have to battle out for 4, 3, 2, 1 is Silence of the Lambs, Gladiator, American Psycho, and Eternal Sunshine of the
Well, for me, I would have Eternal Sunshine. But this is the tricky thing, because basically all the very worst of these films is like an 8.
Yeah, it's possibly even more than that. I am going to agree. So you know what? I don't think there's even necessarily a debate. I genuinely think that is annoyingly the 4th best film out of those 4 films.
Because I suppose we have to delve into, particularly with our audience, what does make a film good?
Yeah.
Is it the performances? I think overall, the rewatchability of a film is like paramount in many ways.
Some of my favourite films I've only ever seen once.
But I'm including because this is also a sort of a recommendation show.
But then would you? I mean, this is a great recommendation show, and that's tooting our own horn. I'm just saying this is a great recommendation show. I mean, when was the last time anyone bought the Inbetweeners movie
or Daddy Daycare? I think this is the first time it's been mentioned on the internet.
Die Another Day.
Die Another Day.
What is that about?
We're bringing it back. Get the Pierce Brosnan sequel to Die Another Day.
Exactly.
Die Another Month.
Die another week. Die another fortnight. This would make it really English. That would be brutal, wouldn't it? Like, just bring in some like really like highbrow English stereotypes or something. Like, bring Ryan Atkinson in as like.
We've got Johnny English.
Just funny. Yeah, no, but he's like M or someone like that. Like a really weird position for him to be in. Where I'll die another fortnight.
Yeah. Okay. I think rewatchability is important.
Okay.
So I think out of these films, Eternal Sunshine has the least rewatchability. It's hard though, because it is the kind of film where you have to watch like multiple times probably to get at times.
Yeah.
But I think out of these 4, this is 4.
Okay, yeah, I get it. Yeah.
Now
it's amazing. This would top most lists.
Yes.
Like any random ones. It would probably have topped our last podcast list.
Ooh. Possible.
Yeah.
I think it's the best written.
Yeah.
I don't know. It hasn't got the best performances, but it's probably the best written. It's the most interesting in many ways.
Yeah, most interesting. I would say it's. I mean, all the rest are adaptations in some respects. Yeah. So
the next
Eternal Sunshine is the most genuine, authentic, and innovative.
Yes.
Of all of them.
The next 3 is like nightmare fuel.
I think I'm going to say Gladiator as number 3.
I think I'm going to go American Psycho. But between American Psycho and Gladiator, it is literally like, do I prefer pizza or pasta tonight?
What, you put pasta next to pizza?
Yeah, of course.
You're insane.
Oh, sorry.
You're absolutely
Carbonara?
insane. No, pizza's the
Carbonara and margarita? Evening it out?
Pizza's just far beyond anything. Pizza's the best thing ever.
Okay.
So, I mean, if you're going to do carbonara, then compare that to like a good lasagna.
Okay.
Or something like that. But because pizza's just
what I'm saying is that both, deciding between these 2 is like a nightmare.
Yeah. Okay. Right.
But I think Gladiator falls into the epic rewatchability, but then so does American Psycho, which is why this is such a nightmare.
But for me, Gladiator needed the director's cut.
See, I haven't.
That's the only thing that edges it.
Okay, I've not seen the director's cut, so it's hard for me to compare. Patrick Bateman is so rewatchable, though.
There is a rewatchability. The soundtrack makes that rewatchable.
Oh, I think I'm actually going to have to go with Gladiator 2.
Gladiator's 3. Yeah.
And also, that's the point.
To make it more interesting, because by that assumption, Oh, are we just assuming then that Silence of the Lambs is first?
Well, I think it ticks all the boxes.
I think it did. Mid-90s psychological thriller. Best. I think it just edges 7.
God.
I think it edges 7.
That's an interesting topic that we will have to delve into another time. So what? So we
until I rewatch it and then decide that 7 is.
So we have decided, doesn't? Yeah, Gladiator's 3,
yeah.
American Psycho is 2, and the winner of episode 2 of
is it a winner?
Such Rancor is the Silence of the Lambs.
Do you do a winner?
Well, it's finished top.
I suppose it's finished top, yeah, but it's not top of the list. We've got have you seen the spreadsheet where this is put in from? Literally thousands of films. Anyway, I think that's a good place to wrap it up.
I think so.
Right, let's do a final countdown then, shall we? So at 7, we've got Die Another Day. At 6, Daddy Daycare. 5, The Inbetweeners. 4 is Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. If you could put that on a scale of ridiculous, right? that there is only one step in this list between the Inbetweeners movie and Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. This is why I love this.
This is why it's the best ranking podcast of all time.
Exactly. Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind is their number 4. 3, Gladiator. 2, American Psycho. And 1 is Silence of the Lambs. Anyway, thank you for taking part in the latest episode of Such a Ranker. How do you rate our list? Would you have the same order? Would you do something a little bit different? We'd love to hear your opinions, so please take the time if you can, if you've got any time whatsoever, to just go in that little comment box and put your feedback and your opinion. That'd be great. Otherwise, take care, and we will see you soon.
Goodbye.
Bye.